Hey, I'm your host, Jen Wheeler, and this is the Healthy Her podcast. I'm a teacher, author, and foodie who went from being addicted to sugar, skipping meals, and struggling to get in control of my eating, to someone who is 10 kilos down, eats all the yummy foods without restriction, and is finally in control of my hunger. I'm obsessed with helping other health-conscious women ditch the confusion and overwhelm so they can cultivate healthy eating habits and truly thrive. The Healthy Her podcast was created to give you real talk about healthy eating, as well as easy, actionable tips that fit seamlessly into your busy lifestyle. I'm not just your host. Think of me as your healthy eating hype gal, your personal cheerleader as we chat all things healthy eating, weight loss, and mindset mastery, so you can become the healthiest, happiest version of you. So if you're ready to ditch the guilt, reclaim your confidence, and unlock the very best version of you, then you're in the right place. So let's get started. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Healthy Her podcast. Just before we jump into today's episode, I just want to remind you that you still have time to register for my free masterclass, why you are not losing weight and exactly what you need to do about it instead. So in this free masterclass, I will talk about why all the things that you have been trying when it comes to dieting and weight loss just haven't been working, and the reasons actually may surprise you, and exactly what you need to do in order to start getting results. These are the kind of conversations that I wish someone had with me when I was trying to improve my lifestyle, to build some healthy habits, to lose some weight. So I will pop the link to the free masterclass down below so that you can register. And don't forget to always check the show notes of the podcast, because there's usually like a freebie, some free dinner ideas, a bonus recipe. So definitely don't forget to check out the show notes before you jump in and listen to your next episode. Okay, let's jump into today's topic. Now, I know that you have all heard about the word mindset, like mindset. I remember like everything I Googled and read and watched and saw, everything was about, it's weight loss, it's your mindset. But when you don't like yourself, when you don't like the body that you're in, when you don't like what's in the mirror, when you don't like how your clothes fit and feel, the last thing that you care about is mindset. It's not something that's even on your radar. You just don't care. You just want some weight loss now. You just want to feel good. You just want to look good. You just want to be able to wear what you want to wear. And so when you hear this word mindset, you just push it to the side and you think, well, I don't really care about my mindset right now. Like, mindset's not my problem. Food's my problem. And so as women, that's what we tend to do with that word mindset, is we just push it to the side. We go, well, that's something I really don't care about right now, and just make me skinny now. And we tend to push aside the things that actually matter the most. And it's something that will forever keep you stuck and block your mindset if you don't pay attention to it and start working on it and start improving it. And also too, your mindset is the secret key to lasting success. I can tell you, most women and majority of women can follow a plan perfectly for a certain number of weeks. Okay, 2 months even. But if they don't work on their mindset, once that plan or program finishes, they will have no idea how to replicate if they got any results. Let's say they lost a couple of kilos in that time, you won't know how to replicate those results afterwards. Okay, and what happens 99% of the time is you end up putting the weight back on, because you just follow things perfectly and you don't actually work on that mindset, which is the stuff that we need to be working on in order to create those lasting results. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, if you don't, what are you doing? The active bod. But if you, one of my, like when I get up in the morning, because I'm a morning workout girl, like when I get up in the morning, it's early and I tend to alternate. So I'll alternate between, say, doing a weights workout. So I might do like lower body, so like legs and glutes. And then the next day I'll do some cardio. And so if you follow me on social media and on Instagram and on my stories, you will know that I do a lot of my best thinking on those cardio days on the treadmill, when I've just got my AirPods in, I'm listening to a podcast or some music, and I just have these awakenings, like these aha moments, or I'm like, I think, hang on a minute, why did no one explain it to me that way? So these are in those moments where I have these really big clicks, these aha moments. And it's crazy because, as you know, I've been doing this for a little while now, and I still have these moments where I go, wow, like, yes, okay. And that's when I want to share these moments with you, because if someone had explained mindset to me back then, like I'm about to explain it to you, I would have understood it and I would have paid more attention to it. Like I said, back then, I just wanted to be skinny. I wanted to wear smaller clothes. I wanted to look good. I wanted to feel good. And I'm sure you can relate to that. And you just don't care about mindset. You think, what's the point? That's not I don't care. Like, I just want the results now. But like I said, if someone had explained mindset to me, I definitely would have paid more attention to it and started to focus on it, as well as like the food and my exercise and all of those kind of things, because it has a massive impact on how and what you eat and your confidence in your food choices. Okay, so here was my aha moment from my cardio day, my walking on the treadmill at the gym.
So you eat it feeling like
I want you to picture this. Okay, I want you to think of a rubbish bin. Now, I'm sure at home you've got a rubbish bin in your kitchen.
And the last thing you're going to be doing is thinking about food for a few hours. That is for sure.
Like, you've probably got kids, you're like busy, you're working, like there's all the trash, there's all this rubbish in your bin at home. I want you to think about your bin, okay, as the food, the diet, and the exercise noise that you keep putting into your bin. So the stuff that you're putting into your bin every day, okay? So think of your bin as like your mindset. So you come along and you think that, okay, I need to eat 1,200 calories in order to lose weight. Okay, so that's your bin. That's your mindset. That's something that you've put in your bin. That's something that's in your mindset. Okay, that's something that you think about food. You might think as well too that, oh, eating pasta and bread after 5 o'clock is bad and that's going to make me gain weight. So that goes into your bin. That's your mindset. Okay. Another one, you might think, wow, I really shouldn't eat chocolate. Like, chocolate's such a bad food and I shouldn't eat it. That's another mindset, a thought, a pattern, a belief about food, diet, and exercise that you're putting into your bin. So I want you to think of your mindset as like your rubbish bin at home. Now, in your rubbish bin, this rubbish bin is full of rubbish that you have read, seen, heard from a girlfriend, saw on social media, watched on TV, that you have added into your rubbish bin over time. And I'm not talking about a week. This rubbish bin, this mindset of yours is full of this stuff from years and years of life and interactions with people. And all of these things that you've put in your bin, like I said, they've come from different things. It might have come from something that your mum said, or your sister said, or should you be eating that? Or should you have that extra piece of cheesecake? Or like, everyone needs to go keto's the best way. Like, all of these things are rubbish. They are pieces of rubbish that you have added to your mindset bin over the years. Okay. Now, here is the problem. Your bin is full. Your bin, your mindset is full of rubbish. Okay. And even as you're listening to this, like, probably just even like an hour ago, you've probably added something else to your rubbish bin, something about intermittent fasting or keto, or you saw an ad on TV about something. A girlfriend at work is trying a new diet and you've added another piece of rubbish into your bin. Now, the problem with this mindset bin is it is overflowing with stuff. It is overflowing with stuff, with rubbish. And like, you think about your bin at home, right? So like, I know at my house, like, my kids will continually put stuff in the bin. Even when the bin is overflowing, it is clearly full and needs to be taken out, the kids will still keep filling up and putting more and more stuff into the bin until it all just ends up on the floor. That is your mindset. Okay, so your bin is just overflowing with stuff and rubbish. And because you're just continually just topping it up with more rubbish and more trash and more thoughts and more beliefs about food and things, nothing actually ever changes. So even if in your bin mindset, like, maybe scattered down the bottom of your bin, you might have something that, like, you might believe that eating fruits and vegetables are good for you and that they will give you lots of nutrients and will make you feel healthy. Even if that's a thought and a belief in your mindset that you have about food, it's buried. It is buried deep, deep under all this rubbish and all of this stuff that you think about food. And it doesn't just apply to food. It's about exercise. It can be things like, cardio. Hours and hours of cardio is the only way that you can lose weight. Okay, it might be that Pilates is the only way I can get a toned body. Okay, I need to work out for 2 hours at the gym to get results. It applies to food, to exercise, to all of those things around your healthy habits. And your bin is just overflowing with stuff, with rubbish. And like I said, even if in your trash can or in your bin, your rubbish bin, even if you've got some really great stuff down there, it's just not even being heard or seen because it's just buried under all of this rubbish and trash. And because you keep just putting stuff on the top, more stuff and more stuff. And like I said, diets come in phases and things. There's always going to be some new diet, some new way of losing weight, like the intermittent fasting, the 800 calorie, like there's always stuff coming out. And every time we add those things into our bin and nothing changes, that is what your mindset is. Okay. I want you to keep reminding yourself that your mindset is like your rubbish bin. So just take a second and think, okay, how's your rubbish bin looking right now? Is it full of all of the right things, all of the positive things, or are you just topping it up with all of the different random things and then nothing ever changes and you constantly feel stuck?
The Hype Girl membership is absolutely amazing. I've lost 11.2 kilos while still eating chocolate most days and all the yummy foods. You don't have to give up what you love to be healthy and happy. I absolutely love the Hype Girl community. It's a group of like-minded women who are wanting to be the best versions of themselves, healthy and happy. I feel safe sharing in the space and it helps with accountability. All of the women in there are just beautiful and I highly recommend joining. It's the best thing I've ever done for myself. I've been doing a lot of personal development for the last few years, but it wasn't until I joined the Hype Girl membership that I truly realised that I had been binge eating because I was restricting foods that I loved, like chocolate, and making myself feel ashamed because I'm overweight. I can't eat that. People will think I'm disgusting. Whereas now I have chocolate in the house almost all the time. My daughter loves it too. And I eat it whenever I want to, but I don't feel like it all that often because I'm so satisfied with the meals that I'm eating from the Hype Girl membership. It's really, food freedom is the best feeling in the world.
It's a really good analogy. And like I said, have my big aha moments when I'm walking on the treadmill at the gym for some reason. But I really want you to start thinking about your mindset as a rubbish bin. Okay. And it's a good reminder because even if you're at home and every time you go to the bin now, you're going to be like, okay, hang on a second. Jen was talking about the rubbish bin of my mindset, right? What did I put in my rubbish bin today? When you went to work and you ran into a girlfriend or a colleague and she was telling you that she's like signed up for Light and Easy or something or some different program, you then put that in your bin. But you make an active choice each time to not keep adding to your bin. So like I said, just use it as an analogy. And each time you do go to your trash can or your rubbish bin at home, that you have a think about it and go, hang on a second, what did I put in my rubbish bin, in my mindset today about food, about diet, and about exercise? Something I've always found too, and this was also to my own personal experience, is that you think, and I know you're probably even listening to this and going, but I don't really have a food mindset. You do. It's just that it's buried down deep in your subconscious. It is there. It is hardwired. It is full of rubbish and trash. It's just that you haven't brought that awareness of it to the surface because so many women that I talk to and work with through the membership and with our coaching calls and masterclasses and everything, the response is, oh, but I don't have that mindset. I don't have it. Yes, you do. I guarantee you, we all have a mindset and a belief system around food and exercise and what we think about dieting and food and healthy habits and all of those kind of things. So it's awareness of that you do actually have a food mindset that needs addressing. And like I mentioned earlier in this episode, it's because this mindset holds us back. Okay, so you can eat perfectly, you can do the perfect amount of exercise, you can follow the perfect plan, but if you do not work on your mindset around food, your rubbish bin, it's full of all of that stuff, will forever keep you stuck and keep dragging you back down. Because what that means is like I know for me for a long time, so with bread and things like that, I think, oh, you should only have one piece of bread. Like if I'm having a sandwich or like eggs on toast, one piece of bread, like two's bad. Two's going to be this horrific thing and all these bad things going to happen to me if I had 2 pieces of bread. So when you go to make your eggs on toast and you go, oh, I'll just have 1 piece of bread, that's your food mindset coming up. Okay, even if you're generally starving, hungry, and you've got some spinach and some tomatoes, and this is a really perfectly healthy, high protein balanced plate that you're having for breakfast, that old mindset will still pop up. You know, that bit of rubbish in your trash bin that's going, ooh, Jen, just only have one piece of toast. That's bad for you. So you have to do the work on that. You have to do the work on that mindset so that you can go, you know what? 2 bits of bread is completely okay and it's not going to change anything and it's all part of my healthy diet and it's within a good amount of calories and it ticks all my boxes and all of those things. Because like I said, otherwise those bits of trash will constantly pop up and keep pulling you back. Okay. So we've realized that we all have a mindset. We've realized that it's like a trash can or a rubbish bin and it is full of rubbish. It is full of rubbish that we have accumulated over the years from conversations, from social media, from friends, from family, from like in-laws and grandparents and cousins and aunties and all of those kind of things. All of these things that we believe about food, and our bin is overflowing. So how do we empty our bin? How do we empty that trash can mindset bin and create a new one that's full of the good stuff and the stuff that's actually going to help us achieve our weight loss goals? It's going to help us eat healthy consistently. It's going to help us maintain our healthy habits. How do we do that? Here are my top tips and a few simple steps that you can start doing straight away. So, number 1, I need you to start identifying what you believe about food and diet and exercise and let it go. Like I said, I felt the same as this. Like I felt the same as you. Like someone would say this to me and I'd go, what are you talking about? Like I don't believe anything about food. Like I don't have rules about food. It's food. You do. You so do. It's just that you are not aware of it. So you need to start identifying what you believe about food and diet. Do you believe that you need to eat 1,200 calories in order to lose weight? Do you believe that 3 hours of cardio in the gym is a must-have if you're going to lose weight? Do you believe that you cannot lose weight and go on a diet and eat chocolate and lollies at the same time? Do you think that a donut is a bad food and that should never, ever be eaten because it's going to do these horrible things to your body? These are all the things that you think about food and diet. So you need to start working out what they are. And how you do that is just in a second. It's in a second. So it's in those seconds where, let's say, like you're on your way to work, you've pulled into the coffee shop or the 7-Eleven and you're grabbing a takeaway coffee and there's like a huge chocolate muffin there. It's those moments. Stop and listen to what your mindset is telling you. It's that moment where you go, ooh, trying to be good, better not have that. Or, ooh, wow, that looks really big. Like it must have like thousands of calories in it. I better not have that. Or might be the other way. It might be, oh, okay, well, if I eat that, then I'll just skip my food and my meals for the rest of the day. That is your food mindset. It is there and it pops up and it pops up over and over again and it sneaks in there when you're not aware of it. So just start paying attention in those seconds just before you make a food choice, because that is where your food mindset is hidden. Another thing that you can do is to get a piece of paper and just start scribbling it down. Start writing it down. Put it in your notes folder. What do I think about food? What do I think about exercise? What do I think healthy means? What do I feel like? How do you have to lose weight? Is it only on restricted calories? Is it only on lots of exercise? Is it only if I do everything perfectly? What do you believe about food? Because what this will do, and then what you can do with your piece of paper, that's why it's better to write it on a piece of paper because you can scrunch it up and throw it away, is it will clear the path to create a new one. Okay, so you have to identify this stuff first. You have to identify what it is. Okay, so for me, it was all based, a lot of my stuff was like based around, because I went through phases with my dieting and my weight loss. So I went through a phase for a while where it was like fat's bad, like, whoa, real bad, real bad. Like, so I would not touch things like avocado, nuts, peanut butter, like any kind of like butters or those kind of things, because fat would make me fat. Like that was a belief that I had about food. Same with sugar, like sugar will make me fat. Sugar will make me gain weight. If I eat anything that has sugar in it, it's going to make me gain extra weight and my clothes won't fit. And these were all things that I thought about food. So you have to identify what yours are, and I guarantee you've got a lot of them because I did, every woman does, and we need to start clearing that path. We need to start emptying out that bin so we can create a new, fresh mindset. Okay, tip number 2, be aware. So tip number 2 is be aware. Your rubbish bin or your food mindset is always there. It does not go away. It's not something like you just turn it on and off. It is always there. You carry it with you wherever you go. Now, something that to be aware of is going to come up all the time, whether you've started a weight loss journey, whether you're on a weight loss journey, whether you want to be on a weight loss journey, whether you have goals of losing weight, whether you have goals of improving your eating and your healthy habits because you want to be a good role model for your children, your bin mindset is always there. It is going to show up time and time again to try and block you, to try and question you, to creep into your self-doubt, and it's going to do it multiple times. So you have to be aware of it. And like I said, it's in those moments just before you make a food choice where that bin mindset pops up. Okay, like I said, it's the coffee shop or the 7-Eleven muffin. Okay, it's on the couch when you've had your dinner and you're thinking, is that block of chocolate in the fridge? I'm feeling really hungry. And you get to that fridge, you open the fridge and you're looking at the chocolate and you're about to make a decision. That's where the mindset comes in. Okay, so just take a second and stop and start becoming aware of what this mindset is telling you. Is it correct? Is it incorrect? Is it something you're just going to add to your bin and overflow your bin a bit more? Or are you going to start making some changes and thinking some different ways about food? Okay, tip number 3, start challenging those old beliefs when they arise. Okay, so like I said, it's a Saturday afternoon, you've done all the kids' sport, like you're going to spend some time, a little bit of quiet time for yourself, and you're going to read your favorite book, and you really feel like a donut. Like you're really craving a chocolate glazed donut. So are you saying, oh, well, but not eat that because that's really high and fat in calories? I want you to start challenging that belief. And like I said, they pop up just before you make a food choice. So you're thinking, oh, I really want a donut. Like I really feel like a chocolate donut. That's when it pops up. That food mindset, that bin that you have that's full of all of that junk pops up then. So, oh, I won't eat it because it's full of fat and calories. How about you say, and you can say this out loud, you can say it to yourself in your head, whatever works for you. One donut won't make me gain weight and no food can do that. In that literal 3 seconds, I'm starting to rewire and re-change my thought patterns, my beliefs, and the way that I think about food. So I just want you to start challenging those old beliefs every time they pop up. Like I said, for me, it was something simple like having 2 pieces of toast. In that moment, I had to challenge that belief and I had to tell myself something different. You need to, and this is going into tip number 4. So tip number 4, you need to repeat this process, okay? It is not going to happen with the one time. So for me, it wasn't the one time that I went, oh, well, I'll have 2 pieces of toast today and that's totally okay. The first time I did it, it felt really uncomfortable. And it was like, oh, yeah, I don't know. And there goes that old mindset, that bin that's full of all that rubbish that I thought about food, can't have 2 pieces of toast, and it popped up again. But then the next time it was easier. And the time after that, it was easier. So if you just repeat this process and keep challenging those beliefs, your food mindset, the stuff that you've put in your rubbish bin, it will get easier and you will get better at it. And you will go, that voice that goes, ooh, you better not have pasta after 5 o'clock because it's going to make me gain weight. When that voice pops in, you can challenge it and say, well, I know that's not the case. And I know that no food is good or bad and that no one food can make me fat. And you push it to the side and you have your bowl of pasta after 5 o'clock. So it's just about repeating this process and keep challenging those behaviors and it will get easier over and over again. And tip number 5, start a new bin. Like just picture it in your mind. Think about, what do I want to put in my bin? Now remember, reminding back to what I spoke about earlier in the episode, the bin is your mindset. The bin is everything that you think, feel, believe about food, about diet, about healthy eating, about exercise, about the gym, all that stuff is in your bin. Start a new one. Okay, so if you've done step 1 and written it all down and thrown it out and worked out what your beliefs, your mindset is about food, start a new bin. Okay. And like I said, start filling it with the right things. Fill it with the new thoughts about food and about exercise. And just be conscious and aware of it. So like I said, if you catch up with a group of girlfriends or you go out for dinner or something like that, and one of your friends is telling you about some diet that she's trying or something that she's doing, and women are really bad at this. You say things like, when you tell them something, or like if you're eating a meal and they'll say something like, oh, I thought that rice and pasta and carbs stuff were really bad for you. And then you go and second guess your food choices or the choice that you made at the restaurant. When that happens, just stop for that split second and go, am I going to take that? Am I going to take that piece of information and am I going to put it in my bin, or am I going to let it go? Okay, you always get a choice about what you keep topping up your bin, your mindset with, and you get a choice. But like I said, you have to be aware of it. You have to be aware of your mindset in order to start changing it. So keep it super simple. Start talking things instead of saying, well, I need 1,200 calories to lose weight. Try eating a 1,200 calorie is not good for me, and that is not enough food. I can enjoy food and still look and feel good. I can have some bread and pasta tonight, and that's not going to make me gain weight. It's okay to not eat perfectly every day. These are the kind of statements and phrases and thoughts and beliefs that we need to start putting into our bins, because remember, your bin is full. Your bin is currently chock-a-block full of rubbish, old rubbish that you need to get rid of, and you need to start filtering out all of that old stuff and start adding some new stuff to your rubbish bin. Keep that analogy in your head that your food mindset, your mindset is like your bin, okay? Ask yourself, question yourself, what are you filling it up with? Is it full? Do you need to empty it? How do you get to that good stuff that's right at the bottom of your bin? So, like I said, each time you go to your kitchen and you go to put some rubbish in your bin or your trash can, think about it. That's my food mindset. Like, what am I putting in there? Is it good? Is it bad? Does it need some work? Like I said, because you can follow the perfect plan. And this is what I teach our members in the Healthy Eating Hype Gal membership. Like, I can give you the calories, the food, the yummy recipes, all the things that you need. But the membership is set up in such a way because you have to work on this mindset alongside it. Okay, because when the women leave the membership, they know exactly what they need to do in order to maintain their results. And that's because alongside the calorie deficit, the diet, the amazing food, all of the things that they need, they have cleaned their trash bin. They have gotten rid of all of that old rubbish that was holding them back this whole time, and they've filled it with all of the new stuff that's going to set them up for life. And that is the key. Like I said, you can follow the perfect plan, you can have the perfect diet, you can do all of the perfect things, but that mindset will forever drag you back if you don't create a new one. I hope you found today's episode super valuable and helpful, and apologies if now you're going to give your bin at home some funny looks every time you go to put some trash or some rubbish in your bin, but I hope it just really gave you something to think about and just to shift the way that you think about mindset. Because like I said, I know a lot of these words get thrown around and we all just go, whatever, like I don't care. I just want to be skinny. I just want to lose some weight. I don't care about my mindset. But like I said, I want to have these conversations because I wish someone had explained these things to me, because then I would have paid more attention to the stuff that really matters and stopped focusing on like cutting calories and carbs and quick fixes and all of those things that just don't work long term. Thank you so much for joining me in today's episode, and I will see you all in our next one. Thank you so much for tuning in to another empowering episode of the Healthy Her podcast. If you enjoyed today's chat and found it helpful, hitting that follow or subscribe button would be amazing, because your support means the world to me. Come connect with me on Instagram @theactivebod for your daily dose of inspiration and for loads of new easy meal ideas. Take care and keep thriving. See you next week.